right, so we are continuing from where we stopped. But before we continue, let me quickly, tell you something. So I prepared this particular tutorial. It's been over a year now, and I'm still adjusting some things. If you notice, if I show you this, it was meant to be released in January 2024. Now this is ending of September 2024, and I'm yet to release it. It is aimed at real estate, rendering, and you can see we have 76 buildings. So it is very tutorial, and the workflow is very, very simple. So you can see daylight, blue hour, and golden hour, and an overcast. So these are some of the renderings from the tutorial, and it's very, very cool. It's a very, very good software tutorial. Now I have about 4 people or 5 that have bought it. They bought it when they discover, oh, I'm going to be recording. They are former students that have bought my tutorials or that have come for my training, and they were like, oh, sign me in for this. So, and every one of them have told me that, oh, they are really, really glad they bought it, and that encourages, because now it shows that the tutorial makes a lot of sense. It is 72 buildings that are there, and I'm still working on it. I still have about 2 videos to add to make it complete. So this is it. We have modeling from scratch from Revit. That's 6 videos, and then we start with 3ds Max and lesson 1 to lesson 18. So that's already 6 plus 18, that's 24 videos already. Then we have another 6 videos here, for some technical parts. Some things can be wrong and all that, and that's actually 30 videos already. So we'll be having like around 2, 3, 4 more videos to it. So now it is not available on the Craftfile Academy store yet on seller, but it's going to be available very soon. So the people that have bought it, how did they buy? So they made a contact that they want it, and they bought it offline. So they bought it, they sent money, then they got the link to download, and some actually bought it offline, through external hard drive. So the people that bought it through external hard drive, they bought it very expensive, because they got the library, this library that I showed you the other time. They got part of the library. The library is very, very big. It's almost 1 terabyte. So they didn't get everything, but they got some part of this library with it. So if you are interested in it, so definitely you can get in touch, or in the next maybe 2 months, that should be like around November 2024. Definitely, if you are watching this video after 2024, you can just come back to this website, www.seller.co/m/craftfile. You are going to get it there. Now let's go back to our work that we've been doing. So I brought these 5 trees from Cosmos. So the Cosmos was making some giving some stress. So I had to import them, when it was given that, instead of waiting and wasting time on the tutorials. Now we have this, and what I want to do is, let's go back to our folder. So what I want to do is to distribute the trees, like we have in the background. Normally I import buildings and all that, and let me even try and import some buildings. So the way I bring some buildings is that I can go here, file, and click import and merge files. When you want to import directly 3ds Max file, you would choose merge. And I have some buildings that I've worked on before that I can actually find and bring here. So I'm just looking for the ones that I think are going to be okay. So let me bring this one in first. So you can see it has all the elements. So I'm just going to click all of them and click import. And I'll skip this field grass. Let me just auto rename merge. There's no need to skip. Auto rename merged materials too. So what that means is that there are some materials and some objects that comes with this building that I imported that actually have the same material and object, in the scene before, because we have used them before. So I'm just going to delete those ones eventually, but in order to be able to import and not have any stress, I chose to import all of them. I just renamed them. So now trying to place those buildings in order to actually put the project in context. You can see now, oh, this building is not in somewhere remote or inside bush or something. At least we can see buildings in the environment. Sometimes it's very, very important that we do that. Let me try and merge another one. Okay, so let me just do this. So auto rename again, because those materials are there, and this one needs to be carefully moved, because all of them, you can see 217 elements and they are not grouped. So now I can group them. I can close the group first and group them and name it building, so that I can always take it once. And you can see the way I'm positioning them. I'm not using them to actually override the main subject of the project that we are working on. So now I want to scatter this tree just like this to still have the context in the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all of them, and I'm going to come to paint objects. I'm going to select paint, and after doing that, I'm going to start painting, but you need to come to the spacing here and set it is on 4 mm. We are using millimeters, so the spacing between the objects you want to scatter or you want to paint is going to be 4 mm, and that's really small. So you want to actually increase it. So I'm going to increase it to like 30 meters because the trees are big. And now if I do that, I can quickly, you can see, scatter them all around and place them accordingly, all this area, just to give context to the design. And I think 15 might work instead of 30. So I can place just like this, and I can randomize here. So by randomizing, so I can set from 100 to 200 in scale. You can see now. So it depends if I'm okay with it or not, and I'm not going to dwell on it too much because it's just just to show you that you can actually create a nice environment and all that. So you can actually do it according to your own discretion. If it's too big, you can adjust it. And after I'm through, I will just right click and get out of that um command. So I'm trying as much as possible not to have too much as well. These are nice. Maybe I should scale this one down a little. Try, okay, this one is far, so I can bring this one in a little like this. Possibly it's going to make sense. I don't know yet. So, and that's the way I can continue to actually populate everywhere. Now, another tool that I use very often is called connector. So connector, sorry, not connector now, Copitor. I've talked about connector before, which is this. So Copitor is a script that is used to copy objects. So one of the problem of 3ds Max is you cannot copy to clipboard, and you really need to be copied to clipboard because you have a lot of things that you want to copy. So what I'm going to do in that case is I want to quickly open another 3ds Max file, and I'm going to be copying from that file into this project. So give me some minutes. So I've worked on this project before. I'm going to be showing you some images from it. Give me some minutes. So here is it. It's a very simple, just 4 buildings with buildings in the environment, just like the way I imported those other buildings. That's the way. So I use Corona for this, and you can see the way they look. They are very good actually. They are very good. We printed them, and I was proud, of what was done. So now you see all of them, and there are some components that I have here that I just want to copy to another file. Since the file we are working on, I want to copy some of those components, not the cars, maybe all these bollards, the trees, and some. And if you want to copy that, you wouldn't want to import the whole file into this your project and start messing up with your project. All you need to do is to go to that file. It's telling me some errors here, but it's about the lot that I used, LUT that I used when I was rendering. So that one is not a big deal. I'm going to close it. But it's been long that I worked on this file, I think in 2022 or so. So there are some things that are missing. Some models, some components that are missing. If I'm right, you see the cars are not showing, and they are there. So I'm going to show you 2 major plugins that I use, this Copitor and Relink Bitmap. I use them a lot on my projects. And what do they do? I've already come here to show you Copitor. You can download it. So you go Copitor, and you can say script spot. So where's the download URL? So this is it's Copitor. It is just $1. So you click on it and you buy it for $1 here. So $1 is right now, let's say 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira is not much for you to actually get something that is going to be making you a lot of money. So just forget it, just go and buy. And when you buy it, how to install it and everything will come with it. It's just a drag and drop. You will just drag and drop it to the viewport. Quite easy, straightforward. So that's for that. Another tool I said I use, I'm going to show you how I use both of them, is Relink Bitmaps. This one is very useful because oh god, it's going to save you a lot of stress. So this one is free. So this is the newest version, which is 2.17. You just click on download. It's already downloading. You can see it's free. And when you finish, no, I need to open where it is. Group by date, and you can see this is it. So all you need to do is just to drag it and drop it to your viewport, and it's already there. And of course, when you drag it, you are not going to see it. You will need to come to customize and customize user interface and go to toolbar. Then after you have done the two of them, you can say Copitor. You will drag and drop it, on your toolbar here. You can see that's how it is there. I can drop it again, and you can see it has given me two buttons. So I will delete one of those buttons because it's the same. Then you scroll down or press R to go to where Relink Bitmap is. You drag it and you drop it as that. So that's the way they work. Now, because it's been long that I've opened this file, some files are not loading because maybe I've moved them from where they were before to another place, and that's why they are not showing. For example, okay, no, these are something else. So what I can do is I can click on the Relink Bitmap, and you can see it's showing me a lot of things, a whole lot that are missing in this file. So, and some of these things you might not even remember their name. So you just know you move some things. So I'm going to start from Cosmos. I moved Cosmos already from the folder it was before to documents. So I'm just going to go and choose chaos. Yeah, I've seen it. Chaos Cosmos, and I'm just going to come to packages. I'm going to select those packages. I don't need to select the particular folder. So far, I know that what I'm looking for is in that place. It will search the subfolder and get all those things for me. So most of these Chaos Cosmos packages now are going to load. So it can take some time, depends on how big and how slow your system is. So we are going to just wait for it. Now you notice that if you check now, it has loaded all the Cosmos. There is nothing like looking for Cosmos again. So we need to continue. I know where most of them are, and the ones that I cannot find now, I'll just leave them. So I have this asset model bank. So I'm going to load as well. So you notice now they are reducing. There are some that for now I cannot find because they are on a network. You can see all these elements, they are on a network, Google Drive, and there are some that possibly I have deleted or I don't know where they are right now. So I'm not going to bother you about that because we are not working on this particular project. I'm just showing you some of the things that you can do if you miss the location of your textures etc. So now if we come, I still don't see those cards, maybe because they are okay, they are hidden actually. Anyways, so that's just the way those ones are. But some of the things I want to copy, I can just select them, copy them, press F3 to see. So I need this. So I've chosen this. What else do I need? I don't think I need anything more than those. Okay, I might need the street light. I think that's all I need in this project. So it's cool. This project actually, a lot were done on it. Apart from this, the interiors were done as well. Okay, these are the interiors. These are the interiors done with Corona too. So Corona is a very versatile application that can do a lot. So that's just for that. So we can do a lot with it, but we just concentrate on exterior right now. So I can now select Copitor. You can see Copitor. I can select it. When I select Copitor, because I've selected all this from the view, all I need to do is on the Copitor, choose a slot like this and click copy. So it will copy all these elements into this slot. You can see we have different slots over there, and you can see now we have that. Then we can close the file and focus on our own file there. Why I close the file is because I don't want too much issues because of RAM and all that. Then when you get to your project, you just need to open Copitor again, and you can see all the stuffs that were copied into it at this, and you can just click in that slot and it will bring those things here. And what I do is I mostly move them out first. I'll move them out to be sure that when I'm working with them, I know what I'm working on. So here right now, you can see that the file is already lagging. So what I'm going to do is select similar, like this, select similar. So all those trees, I am going to put them in a folder. The folder is going to be other trees. Sorry, I'm going to make this tree folder active and select similar and just use this icon to place them in the tree layer rather. So now I can off and on the trees. Oh, they are hidden. Why? It's only the layer I want to hide. Sometimes this kind of things happen, and you can see you have to do it manually. Funny enough, they are much. That's why you need to be careful when you are working with 3ds Max. Okay, so I can off the layer easily now. So, but I will not off it yet because another way I can handle this is to select them one by one. This is why when you import them, they are actually wireframe, wire bounding box, because the software knows that they are going to be taking a lot from your computer, and it turn them to a wire box so that it will be easier for you to navigate on your computers, especially if you don't have you can see now the computer is easy now to move the panning, the zooming and all that are easy to be done now. So I'm just going to go position everything the way I want it. This right here is this particular tree. You just scale it down to what you think should work for you. Scale it down, scale it down. So I'm just going to move it. It requires some level of practice scaling down, because now as I'm scaling it down, it's still entering the building, and sometimes I leave it like that because it's not going to show from the camera. Now this one also enters like that, but from the camera it's not. We are not seeing that it's entering. So there can be some instances like that, or if you reduce the level, it's not entering again because this is the boundary. So I think it's okay this way, and just what is this? Okay, these are the lamps. I'm going to just move them and place them all around. Just like this, we have one here, we have another one here, we have one here. So just place them accordingly. So these little features are very important because they are the ones that actually explain the context of what you are doing the most. So this particular one, something is happening to it. Oh, that is for wall. So it's for the wall. I thought it's the bollard. So I'm going to just rotate it and possibly isolate. So all these are very important because what I discovered is that a lot of people just want to press render. They don't want to do the big work. They just want to press render and get something out. It's never done anyway. You will need to set up your scene accordingly so that it's going to give you something really nice. So now I have this. It's a little bit big. You can see it's not 100% the size it was before. So I scale it back and move it down. So I still think that I need to scale it maybe to like 150 mm. Yes. So I can actually move it, around there. No. When you want to move, when you want to copy, you press shift on your keyboard and you drag it and you move like this. Then there is option copy, instance or reference. I mostly use instance so that whatever I do to one will affect the others. I was not going to do all this before, but I discovered that sometimes, in tutorials, many people that are just starting, they don't know how some things are done. And in most video tutorials, people just want you to figure things out yourself, and I don't think that's the way to actually record a beginner tutorial. So it's better, even if it is longer, it's better you show it the way it is, so that the person that is learning will actually learn to do things right. Okay. It might look time wasting sometimes, really, because most people also, the way they want the tutorial is they just want to get something from it and move on. But I tend to actually approach things the way I think, even if you are very slow to learn, you will still be able to get everything that I am actually teaching. So here, so it means that our camera is actually not as low as this camera. So well, we can undo that one later. So all around here. So that's just for that. For the last object, so I can just, so in this case, I think the grass is actually giving me stress. So what I'm going to do is plant off the grass layer. So I can just come, put those street lights and arrange them very well. Oops. Arrange them very well. So all those little elements, I like them in projects. So sometimes they might not even show, but in your, what's it called, in the reflections or something, they will find a way to actually contribute to your project. So I think I'm cool with that. Now we can go to the lighting and get to see the effect of everything that we have done. So to do the lighting is very, very simple. So just come to either this toolbar here, or you come to the command panel here. You see light. For the light, you can see a drop down. If you click on the photometric, you see corona, and you can see corona sun or corona light. So pick the corona sun and drop it like this, just like the way you place your camera all around. It has the source and it has the target. So just drop it, and by moving your mouse like this, your cursor like this, it is going up or down. So make it go up, and that's it. You are good. So if it's too high, you can actually drag it down. So now at this point, before you do any other thing, you need to press save. So let me just put on all the stuff that I think are important and just save. Because from here now, things are going to be heavy, and you need to actually be careful so that your system, your file will not crash. So when you press save, we have added the sun, we have added the light now, we have added the materials and every other thing in the environment. So all you need to do is just to come down, and you see this icon here is called Corona VFB. So when you open it, it's going to look like this. Now I'm using Corona 12, so it has a new interface, and to be honest with you, this is the first time I'm going to be using it, Corona 12. So it's going to look somehow for now, but we are going to get it. So all we need to do is to come and click this icon here, and beside it you'll see a drop down arrow. Then you'll see start iHarrow. iHarrow is interactive rendering, and that's what we want to do first. We want to see how everything comes together interactively before we press render. Now Corona is going to bring you some messages. Those messages, you need to actually look at them, because in the project, in the file that we are working on, there are some objects that were brought from V-Ray. They are V-Ray objects, they have V-Ray materials on them, and for that they are not going to show the way Corona shows its own material. And another challenge is, we are going to come back to this. Another challenge is that you can see it is rendering the top viewport. Then I can put my cursor in this viewport, and it will reload and render that viewport. If you don't want that to be happening, you can see. And you will see that also it is not square. It is not this square. So what are we going to do? We are going to go to render setup, and the first thing we are going to do is under command tab, you will see view to render. You can see, and now we are on this view. We are going to click on this padlock to lock it to this viewport. So every time it is rendering, it's going to be that viewport. So the next thing we are going to also do is we are going to come to the output size. We are not going to do 1280 by 720. Instead, we are going to do 6 centimeter by 6 centimeter. That's going to be a square, and you can see that we have a square, and it's really coming to be like the way we want it. There's something also that is happening that I need to show you. I know, because I've been working with this software for a long time. So it is the fact that we have overexposure, but we are going to come back to overexposure and deal with it. But the sky itself is not compatible with Corona. How did I know? Because I know the sky came from Revit. So we are going to come to rendering tab and going to choose environment. Under the environment, you see we have physical sun and sky. We are going to clear it. When we clear it, then it's going to be black. You can see. So if it is black, what can we do? We'll select the sun. When we select the sun, we'll come to the modify tab on the command panel, and we're going to see add corona sky environment. We'll select it, and now the sky now, even though it looks like no difference yet, yes, but the difference is going to come, later. So now we have this. A lot of things are wrong. A whole lot of things. Number one, the grass are too big. The the edges also are too big. So let's deal with those ones first. So let's select the grass. Now, because it's scattered, so the thing I'm going to do is I don't want to crash the software because it's a scattered object. So I'm going to just stop the rendering and edit the scattered object. So now under transformation, you see the scale is 90% to 100%, and the 90% to 100% is too big for us. So we are going to set it to 10, 12. Now, why did I use 10? Because I've, been using this software for a while, and I've, experimented with a lot of things, and 10 to 12 actually works. So that's why I put it on that. And for the shrubs, the same thing. Maybe I should use 8 to 10 in this, because that's too small. You can see they become so small now. Maybe I should use 12 to 15. And now I'm going to change because there is a lot of distance now, so I'm going to just go to spline scattering. Instead of that 1700 that was there, I'm going to set it to like maybe 600. And now they're still small, very, very small. So let's go back to, just have to play with it, maybe 25, 30. So I think 25, 30 makes sense. It looks moderate to me. So let's just leave it like that. And now when you start interactive rendering again, you see that it's a little bit much more better. So you can see now that everything is actually in control, or under control rather, and a lot is still happening. And I don't want to talk too much about them again now. We are already 40 minutes, and I'm going to be stopping this particular tutorial right here. In the next lesson, we are going to look much more into what needs to be done, especially in terms of exposure and all the other things to consider before we press final render. Thank you.